Same old shit, just a different day. I'm clocking in and clocking out to keep the bills paid. At this 9 to 5, temporarily. If you not trying to live your dream, we are not the same. Same old shit, just
Greetings,
a different day.
Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another edition of Red's View. I have DJ PM.
Yes, sir.
A special guest. No, he's not a special guest. He's on the regular, you know.
I'm a regular now. Y'all gonna have to put me on payroll.
Hey, yeah. I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut him a check.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of taxes.
All right. So look, man, we got to get into some real. I'm talking about. I need all of you on this episode, man.
Okay, what we
like
talking?
Not 10, I need like a whole 100%, 110%.
Tell me what we talking this episode.
Culture Vultures. Culture Vultures. You know who you are. You know about cultural appropriation. We talking about y'all, okay? So let me know in your definition, your term, because I mean it's a name.
Right.
It's a name that we as a culture gave a particular group of people, a particular person. So I want to know, what is your definition of a culture vulture?
My definition of a culture vulture is anybody who is outside said culture who benefits off culture. And when I say benefit, it doesn't have to be economically. It could be social status. It could be fucking followers on Instagram, like which is social status.
Right.
But it could be anybody that benefits any way from a culture that they're not a part of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Like if I went to a country music show and sold Reba McEntire merchandise, I would be a country music culture vulture because I know nothing about that culture. Exactly. I'm not in that culture. It has nothing to do with DJ PM, but yet I'm benefiting from it.
Right. And to piggyback off of that, I think that because I agree with your definition, the types of culture vultures you have, like I'm thinking of record label execs, the ones that took hip hop and made it commercial.
Facts.
All of them are culture vultures.
Culture vultures.
You know, it's no need for me to just throw names out there because it's not about dissing y'all. It's just letting people know who you are. So if they look at a person, they can tell what a culture vulture is.
Right.
That's why this is one of the most important episodes that I've done thus far.
Right.
So anybody, like you said, who isn't from the culture but takes from it, benefits from it. You have to benefit
and
from
doesn't give anything back. Too.
Right.
I must say that.
There
too.
you go.
You take from it and you don't give anything back.
Because you do have culture vultures that take and don't give anything back.
Right.
Or culture vultures that take and then do. I still consider them culture vultures. They give stuff back, but I mean,
I'm iffy about that because I feel like if you give something back to the culture, then you're not really a vulture, but like a true culture vulture just takes. And I don't mean signing a new artist because that's still vulturing. Because say like if I was a, I don't know, 70-year-old white man that runs a record label, even though that never happens. So anyway, and I signed you, right? Okay, let's say I give you a $3 million deal, right? Even if I gave you $3 million, which is not what a $3 million deal means, even if I gave you that, think about how much money me as the CEO of that record label would really make off of you.
Exactly.
And I would never speak to you either outside of that office.
That offers. So what about this? If a record label owner signs you.
Correct.
And he gives you a deal.
Okay.
Then he says that he wants to give money back to the black community.
That's not a vulture.
You don't think that's a vulture?
Not to me. Not to me, it's not.
Okay. I think differently because I feel like if you're not of it, you can still be good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And do whatever. But if we go by what I think like
define
what it is, my definition, I feel like you're still a culture vulture if you're not a part. Meaning like it's a difference. Like Eminem, for example.
Okay.
I don't feel like he's a culture vulture because he grew up with the culture.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Did he?
Yeah. Before he got into the all the way in the rap game, what was he doing before that? He was winning freestyle battles.
Yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Versus,
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Versus someone who never had anything to do with hip hop.
Never been exposed to it.
Never been exposed to it. Just getting a check. And then on the other hand, they go, okay, well, I'm going to give some money to whatever.
Right.
I still feel like you're a culture. You see what I'm saying? So,
I respect that.
Yeah. Right. So we already talked about what kind of classifies a culture vulture.
Okay.
Do you think it's in any particular race that does it the most, or you feel like
I mean, of course, the people from the Caucasus Mountains do it the most. That's white people, for those that don't know.
Right.
I mean,
this is
fucked up to realize. It's not fucked up to say because it's the truth, but it's fucked up to realize. But I mean, white people, people of European descent, have historically done nothing but stolen their entire lives, though.
Yeah, they're colonizers.
So, yeah, I mean, we don't have to get deep into that,
Yeah.
but just for the subject of what race I think does it the most is white people. If
Right.
you look at all the heads of record labels, it's white people for the most part.
Exactly.
If you look at all the A&Rs, for the most part, it's white people. Unless it's like, I got signed and I was like, yo, give my homeboy a job.
Right.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's how a lot of black A&Rs
are getting into it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they going the whole, I mean, I hate to use him all the time, but the Jay-Z route. Like, all right, you sign me, but then I'm going to put my people on too. I'm going to give Pekaz a job. I'm going to give Tata a job. I'm going to give Beehive a job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, yeah, white people do it the most. But I mean, there's other people that do it too.
Right.
You know, I don't think it's any particular race, background, or anything like that that only does it. Though.
Right, because you
There's a
don't
lot of
have to
people that
be
do it.
only white to do
No.
it. You could be a Hispanic. You could be a black culture.
I was just about to say,
Like,
you can be black and be a culture vulture.
Yeah.
You can be a black person and be a hip hop culture vulture.
Yeah, you could.
You can.
And Dame Dash.
Academics.
Oh, sure.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Wow, academics, you got put on blast,
I'm
man.
just saying, bro.
Oh my. So yeah, I feel
All
you.
right, man.
Dame Dash says Steve Stout is a culture vulture.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
so-
I don't know Steve Stout or his history,
Right.
so I can't speak on that personally. But I mean, Dame Dash is credible.
Right, exactly.
So
Exactly. I mean, yeah. And I was trying not to name names, but it's
fuck the
inevitable.
names, man.
Right. So anyway, so let's move on to how have culture vultures made an impact on the industry?
They've watered it down.
Mm.
Watered it down a lot.
Mhm.
I mean, it's almost like the coming wave of coolness
Mhm.
is to be a non-black rapper.
Mm.
Like, I mean, Cardi B, she's not a culture vulture by any means.
No,
she's
she's
not.
Mm.
But she's Latino.
Yeah.
Now, she's Latino and black, but what side do we see of her the most?
Right. You see the black side.
No, you see the Latino side of Cardi the most, to me. Think about it.
Well, as far as how she does stuff.
Yeah, just how she moves, to me. You have to look, just pay attention.
Okay, I have
Pay
to. 'Cause I
attention.
don't follow. I don't.
Pay attention.
Yeah, I guess I'm biased because I mean I don't really
Yeah,
just
pay
look at
attention,
her all
I'm
the
telling
time.
you, okay? But so then you got that.
Mhm.
Then you got, what's the rapper? I woke up in Chris, what's his name? The white boy.
Who, Lil Xan?
No, he trash too, but
Lil
not him.
Pump?
Not Lil Pump, he trash too. Name another trash ass white rapper from the West Coast.
From the West
Not
Coast.
Macklemore. But you see what I'm saying though?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see the
yeah.
problem?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
so many of them we can't even think of which one. Lil Dicky, that's his name. Lil
Okay.
Dicky.
He's from the West Coast?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's, I
okay.
mean, or at least that's where he's popular at.
Is he a real like a rap? I always thought that he just just does it just to do it. Or
But that's culture vulture. That's
Yeah.
exactly what culture vulture
It
is.
is. I ain't know.
That's exactly what
do
it
people
is.
consider, does he do shows and stuff?
I'm sure he does.
Oh, okay,
I'm sure he does.
No, I thought he was a parody rapper like Weird Al Yankovic.
Okay, that's another one.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
So-
I'm sure he does. Though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just like to me, they've had such an impact, and they're influencing it so much. Which is because colonizers are running the industry, so they're like, "Oh, this is dope. This is cool." And B, we're being sold on the fact that non-black rappers are dope, or doper than black rappers.
And if you notice now, it's a plethora.
Or rappers from the culture. I don't want to specify just the race because
Right.
I don't want this to be a race thing.
Yeah, and I didn't want it to be like
Yeah,
that. But
it's a culture thing.
It's a plethora of non-black rappers,
Right.
And I'm seeing like they're coming out now
And-
in an enormous number,
Right.
Like I looked and someone made a meme and just named everybody. And I'm
Right.
like, dang.
Or even like, or how they're putting like super racially ambidextrous people to the forefront.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like,
I'm gonna get to him.
Like that guy.
I'm getting to him. So
and like Logic.
right. So
You see what I'm saying?
So let's move. This is a very important one because this has been trending.
Okay.
Is Bruno Mars a culture vulture?
Man, I don't know enough about his background to say if he is or not. I thought he was black. Like I thought he was like Filipino and black. Is he not?
I think he's Cuban and something.
Right.
I think he may have some type of African
Right. And
lineage.
Okay, and so with that, does he embrace it? Does he acknowledge his
Well, only thing I know of articles of what he said,
Right.
because when they were calling him out about that last year,
Right,
he
right,
said,
right.
"Well, I grew up listening to Prince. I grew up listening to these icons.
Right, right, right.
They inspired me,
Of
so
course.
that's who I do it for.
Right,
That's
right.
you know, so that's why I don't think he is. It's been a debate about it though.
I don't know if Bruno Mars is a culture vulture or not, so we'll put a question mark beside that.
Okay.
I will say that his music is jamming.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah, definitely.
he does a lot of good shit for people. That don't make you not a culture vulture, but
Right.
I can't say yes or no on that. I would have to look into like his background, how he grew up, if he really and truly grew up on that New Jack swing,
Right.
because he definitely bit their style. Now.
Yeah.
He definitely bit the Teddy Riley.
Yeah.
Sound wave.
My
with,
thing
with
is,
his last album.
he could give. I could give him a pass because of what he's named,
Right.
And said like, look, this is where I grew up.
Right,
to,
right,
whatever.
right.
And I could, like I said, if you grew up a part of the culture,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really feel like you
Right.
are one. So
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like I'm just saying, I don't think. I would say no to him.
Right.
I would say I don't think
it's not like a Miley Cyrus type situation.
There you go.
Who just linked with Mike Will.
Mhm.
Did a couple hip hop influenced songs
And went
made
right
a lot
back
of
to-
money,
right.
And then when the heat turned up in the kitchen, she ran back to her
Exactly.
other side.
Yeah.
Is what I was saying.
That side.
Right. She ran away from hip hop. Let's
Right.
just say that.
Exactly.
Let's say it like that.
This is the next one I have right now. Is Tekashi 6ix9ine a culture vulture?
100%.
I feel that. Yes.
I would say absolutely. I don't know dude personally, but just from like the past pictures that I've seen and like people coming out talking about dude grew up a super square,
Right.
like super like logic lifestyle,
And like in Catholic school. And
right, all his life, and then all of a sudden, now he's this thug rapper who was a Crip but now is a Blood, who runs New York. You know, he's Mexican but says the N-word. Why did I say the N-word? Who says nigga? Like,
Right.
I'm black. I can say nigga.
Right.
But, yeah, so I feel like he's a culture vulture personally. I feel like he's only doing this act and this charade as a means to make money. And he's not pure or authentic to the culture. But people in New York letting him do it. So,
Yes.
like, who am I?
And 50 Cent gave him a cosign.
A big cosign,
And
which
it's-
I was...
I'm looking at you now, 50. Like,
Yeah, I mean, is that a ploy for 50 to stay relevant, though?
Yeah, because I mean, 50 lives and thrives off of controversy.
Right.
So that's him, and he could be trolling.
Right.
Like he does, you know what I'm saying? On
Right.
the usual, like on the regular, what he
Right.
does. So 50 always does stuff strategically.
Right, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
He's
always.
a genius.
So it's
He's an
like,
asshole, but
yeah,
he's a genius.
but he's a genius
Shout
to
out
do
to
it.
50.
So if he's doing that, he probably look, I'm gonna just play with this.
Right.
kid and
Right.
like
Or
that.
he's probably like, look, in hip hop, I'm an old man now. Tekashi got all these young dudes because the young dudes love him.
They do.
They love him,
There's
dog.
something about that rainbow hair.
They love
tattoos
him.
on his face, the rainbow grill that
Right.
y'all just like.
They love him.
Yeah.
So it's probably like a ploy to just like become even more relevant with the younger people. Because I mean, Get Rich or Die Trying came out when
10 years ago.
So
Yeah.
no more
More than
that.
10 years
no.
ago, wasn't it?
Get Rich or Die Trying. What was
Yeah.
that?
That was 03.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
these kids don't know him.
Right.
My little nephews don't know who.
They may only know him from Power.
They know him
if
from
they
Power.
can. Right.
If they parents even let them watch that,
Right,
but
right,
they
right.
don't know
About the old school
the whole
50 Cent.
beefing with Ja Rule
Yeah.
and beefing with all of New York and how he went at Jay-Z, which was a cardinal sin at the time, and how he said he was gonna rob Kirk Franklin in a song like they don't know that 50 Cent.
Yeah. They just know him from social media because he has like 17 million followers. So anyway, so now that we're talking about Tekashi, I really want to get in on something
Okay.
about who can use the N-word, and this isn't just limited to hip hop, but just
Right.
in general. So what bothered me is that he's half Mexican
Right.
and half Puerto Rican.
Right.
Now, when he was on the Breakfast Club, and I've seen him in interviews, he reps the Mexican side hard,
Really
tough.
hard.
You have to ask him about the Puerto Rican
Right,
side.
right.
I'm guessing he didn't know his father like that, and he may be
Probably.
Puerto Rican.
That's probably so.
And what I said is that Puerto Ricans traditionally have like you could have a white Puerto Rican, I think
Of
you got a
course.
black Puerto Rican, but they have a strong ancestral background of African
right.
lineage.
They do.
So that's why I think that Fat Joe, I'm not co-signing it, but I feel like Fat Joe has been able to get away with that because if you're Puerto Rican and embrace the black side, then you're good.
Right.
But J-Lo got in trouble.
Fat Joe look white, but anyway.
Right.
I'm just fucking with you, Fat Joe.
But see, the Hispanic community was around during the creation of hip hop.
Of course.
So if they were there going through the same stuff we were going through, and then if you look at their lineage, they have first of all, Hispanic is not a race. It's not. It's a nationality.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all basically were black folks that got conquered like we did.
Right.
And you had to learn Spanish.
Exactly.
Spanish isn't a race. Spanish is a what? Language.
It is.
So the thing is, we were colonized and we had to learn the English language.
Absolutely.
So we're all mixed up, all different or whatever. But I feel like the Mexican side, I'm not singling out Mexican people, but if you're repping that, it'd be different if you were repping Puerto Rican. Then I could look like, okay, maybe.
Gotcha.
But if you repping that Mexican side, like they don't have, I think some of them may have African ancestry.
I have no idea.
But I'm
a historian, and I've never read how Mexico and Africa connect.
Exactly. So it's
not as far as lineage.
Yeah. Puerto Rican, we've all heard of that, but Mexican.
All those Caribbean islands.
So with that, you can't be partially Puerto Rican, partially Mexican, and then get away with just saying the N word.
Well, not when you fly the Mexican flag.
There you go.
And never embrace the Puerto Rican side. I would say.
Yeah.
It's crazy you said that because I remember when this other guy came out. And he's like the biggest DJ in hip hop right now. He's the biggest DJ in hip hop right now. I'll let y'all figure out who he is.
Okay.
But when he first came out, he was like, "Who we nigga? We the best.
Yeah.
This that nigga. That nigga." And I was like, "Yo,
yeah,
Habib is tripping, my nigga." Cause I would never it's a corner store on Prentice Street in Jackson, Mississippi, owned by a dude that we call Sam. I would never let that nigga call me a nigga.
Let not that nigga call me.
Never.
Yeah.
So when he first came out, and it was like I'm talking about hard.
He was
with
hard
it.
on
hard with it.
He was
hard with it.
How did he get?
Nobody ever checked him on that, and that's when I started to realize that the industry is not what we really think it is. Also, because I was like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or not even that the industry is not what we think it is. Maybe we as people who are not as enlightened as those people are who have traveled and because at that time I was a kid, I ain't been nowhere. As enlightened as they are, and so we make it a bigger thing than what it really is. To me, it's a big thing, but I mean, I'm from Mississippi, so to me, only blacks say it. But I mean, when I lived in New York. Everybody says it. I got into it with a motherfucker barista. I used to be a busboy at a restaurant. True story. And I walked in, and the barista who was from Egypt said to me, but he was Arabic now. He wasn't like black looking Egyptian. He was like Arabic, super Arabic. And he said to me, "What's up, my nigga?" And I was like, now you gotta remember, I'm straight out of Mississippi at this point.
Yeah.
I was like, dog, who you like? Right. Who you talking to, bro?
Right.
Like, who you talking to? And was finna whoop his ass in a 5-star dining restaurant. Real talk.
Yeah. And
so
it's like, because that guy that we're talking about, the biggest DJ on earth right now.
Right.
I guess at the time, it didn't register to me because I guess the way he surrounded himself with people, and maybe I didn't know if he was just very, very light skinned and he was mixing something. Maybe I didn't. But Khaled, I didn't already say the name.
Cat's out the bag now.
Right. So so Khaled, the name, I should have known that it was like like a different type of name. But I guess the thing is, the reality about it is,
all right, go ahead.
We let the people we want say it without that. The only people I feel like that can't say it is the white people.
Of course not.
If
Eminem, y'all love Eminem.
Right.
Y'all love him. I'm not really a fan. I'm not really a fan of Eminem. I'm sorry.
Right.
I mean, he does have some dope music, but he ain't put out nothing hot in probably 15 years.
Nah, I can't agree with that. Okay, what's the last hot song he put out?
I know this ain't about Eminem, but tell me.
You said the last 15 years? Recovery is one of my favorites.
What's the last hot song he put out?
The last hot song was the one with Lil Wayne, the No Love.
When was that?
That was when Recovery came out.
When was that?
That was like 09 or 2010.
Okay, I'm sorry. 10 years. He ain't put out a dope album in 10 years. Anywho, my point is...
Oh, hold on. He had that song with Rihanna on Marshall Mathers LP2 to give him his
Monster?
credit. Yeah. That was a hit. You said hot song. You talking about hip hop though. I'm just love the way you lie. That was a fact. You just
bruh.
I'm just saying,
Bruh.
I love that album.
Bruh.
But
anyway,
yeah.
But if he came out and said nigga, it'll be a problem.
It'll be a problem. Definitely.
Right.
Definitely. Logic don't even say it because
he shouldn't say it. Look at Logic.
It wouldn't be black.
Logic is black.
If Mac Miller came out and said it
a bunch of times,
Mac Miller,
on his album.
Macklemore,
hey, I like Mac Miller though. Shout out to Mac Miller.
So if he said nigga,
fuck no, I beat his ass. But I like his music though.
Right.
Especially when he be he's like his alter ego is like a I can't think of his name, man. He's like this super like funky like 70s inspired like love ballad singing rapper dude. Yeah. But anyway.
So it's basically I feel like when it gets to that point,
right?
I feel like since white supremacy runs the world,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if they say it, then it's an issue. But
white supremacy doesn't run the world, dog. That's all in your head, man.
No,
it's an equal world we live in. Everybody has the same opportunities.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm bullshit.
Anyway. right.
No. But all right, so back to the Culture Vulture.
Okay.
Is DJ Khaled a Culture Vulture?
Did he? Yeah. By definition,
is DJ Khaled a Culture Vulture? Y'all tell me.
I want to know in the comments.
In the comments, for real. Tell me. Know. Tell me, am I tripping?
Let us know.
I'm not going to say whether I think he is or not. I'm asking you. Asking you.
Yeah.
Is DJ Khaled a Culture Vulture?
This is very good. Redheads, I need you. Please. Let's comment. Let's have this discussion.
Right.
This is a great
question. Is he a Culture Vulture? I mean, he grew up in New Orleans, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was Florida.
No, I think he grew up in New Orleans.
But then moved to Florida.
Moved to Miami.
Okay.
Became a radio DJ.
Mm-hmm.
And then he grew that. He was a dope DJ in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And he grew that into what is now.
Yeah.
The Empire. Now, I'm not discrediting his work.
Yeah, he's dope. Yeah.
Bro worked his ass off.
Did.
And he is the king for a reason right now.
Exactly. You can't take that away from him.
No, he built relationships. One thing I admire that I need to take from him, he does not have a problem getting on your nerves about getting something done.
See,
like that. If you ask anybody in the industry, they'll tell you Khaled will ask you to do something 10 times. Mm-hmm. No matter how many times you say no, how many times you put him off, he's just gonna keep asking. He don't have no pride when it comes to that, because at the end of the day, he has a goal in mind that he needs to accomplish. Versus me, on the other hand, which is not a good thing. Mm-hmm. If I ask you, AJ Red, I need a 16 on this song, and I feel like you play me to the left about it, you just not gonna be on the song.
Right, exactly.
I'm just gonna be like, all right, well, fuck him.
But he has a mind frame of, look, I know what my goal is.
Right. So I want to get this done. So I admire that about him.
That is
100%.
Right.
And his work ethic is crazy.
It is.
And he's very good at getting people to do what he wants them to do.
Mm-hmm. And he's a consistent hit maker. We've never seen a DJ like him.
Marketing machine.
He is.
I will give him all that.
He is.
So don't think I'm hating on Khaled.
Right.
Period.
Right.
I'm just talking about the culture, the pureness, the essence.
Is he a culture vulture by definition? Because they even said it's DJ Vlad. Lord Jamar, who's a regular. Right. You're the Lord Jamar of Redsview.
Right.
So Lord Jamar had said that DJ Khaled was a culture vulture. He said by definition, yes, you're my friend. We hang out.
Right. You mean Vlad, DJ Vlad.
DJ Vlad. Yeah. So he told him, he was like, look, by definition, yes, you are a culture vulture. Right. Now, you do good about the culture.
Right.
But yeah, you are.
Since I'm a DJ, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
What's up with all the biggest DJs? Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is me just trying to protect the culture, or like feeling like entitled because hip hop is one of the very few things that's ours. I feel like. Yeah. But what's up with like so many people that's not of the culture being such big influences on it when it comes to like DJs? Like if you look at like the new radio station in LA, where their biggest DJ doesn't look like us. Shout out to Power 105 in New York, but Hot 97 biggest DJ doesn't look like us. Right. In Tampa, Florida, it's a DJ. I only know that because I did a little tour with this group down there once. Their biggest DJ doesn't look like us, and I'm talking about in hip hop. How and why?
I think the main thing is, we have propaganda.
Right.
And we have, again, white supremacy.
Okay.
So the culture vultures have designed mainstream hip-hop in a way to where they want the faces of hip-hop to eventually, like in the next, we'll think about it, like the next 25 years,
I'm
like
listening.
we're already seeing like the rappers that we name
Right.
already don't look like us.
Right.
So in the next 25 years, I feel like it's going to get to the point to where hip hop as a genre, like for example, pop music isn't quote unquote white music.
Right.
It became that over time.
Right.
I feel like the Temptations were pop. Based off of popularity.
Right.
Michael Jackson was the king of pop. Pop
Absolutely.
only means popular music.
Right.
But over time, when I say what's pop, because I was talking to my barber the other day, I'm like, you're basically saying a white person who sings black music. That's what pop is. You see what I'm saying? I don't feel like
I can't disagree with that though.
You see what I'm saying? Because popular music was only like Beatles were pop,
Right.
Michael Jackson is pop, but pop music is only just like it's an adjective to describe what it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like
so pop isn't a real genre. Is
it's
what
not.
you're saying?
It's not. Over time, like if I make an album as J-Red,
Right.
and all of them have radio singles on there, somebody could be like, oh, okay, man, you made a pop album, like a pop rap album.
Right.
I'm like, no, what you're saying is it's going to reach everybody besides the urban community.
Gotcha.
You know
Which
what I'm
isn't
saying?
a bad thing.
It's not bad,
Right.
right? You know what I'm saying? But people label pop, and I'm like, no, that's not what that is. But
Right.
they're trying to make hip hop be the new pop. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So with that, I feel like we're gonna take it, either create another genre.
And that's what I was just about to ask you. So what's next
Yeah,
for hip hop and hip hop?
they're already doing it now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Trap music is pretty much getting to that point of mumble
Right.
rap, whatever. We do that all the time
Right.
without us actually knowing this shit.
Right.
So I think that right now it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be a lot more big crits in the way they handle business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now they may not even be as on a good lyrical level as a crit,
Right.
but business wise, I feel like everybody's gonna take it and go the big crit route to where we're gonna get hip hop back on the underground scene because
Right.
mainstream isn't gonna be cool anymore.
Right, and so you'll have to go find it.
Right. And like how it was traditionally.
Right.
Everything repeats itself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like now everybody, like, because if I'm saying, man, I'm trying to go get a major label deal,
Right.
you're going to look at me like, dude,
Why?
Nick, dude, you
Why?
got everything you need right here. Why do you have to do it? So that's to answer your question, that's what.
Which is nothing wrong with getting a major label deal. Don't get that twisted.
As long as the facts are, like, if you got the business, it's the right business,
Right.
all that, you know what I'm saying? Because Nipsey Hussle, my guy Nipsey Hussle, he went and got a deal, but it's a partnership.
Right.
So it's a difference. But
It needs to be right.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's my take on it. But I feel like I really want to hear from the people on this.
Talk to
Because
us.
me and him could go all day. We need
All
to do a
day,
Facebook
man.
Live one day. And
We really do, and talk
just-
about Culture Vultures.
Yeah, just do that. So like, subscribe, share this episode. This has been Resview. You know where to find him already. Bam is right there. You know where to find me. This is Resview, y'all. Peace.
Same old shit, just a different day. I'm clocking in and clocking out to keep the bills paid. At this 9 to 5 temporarily. If you not trying to live your dream, we are not the same. Same old shit, just a different day. I'm clocking in and clocking out to keep the bills paid. At this 9 to 5 temporarily. If you not trying to live your dream, we are not the same. Oh no, we are not the same. We don't have the same thought patterns. I'm trying to fly up to the sky while you climb the ladder. I'm on a different path while you staying in your lane. Instead of buying a ticket, I'd rather be on stage. You rather follow procedures while I would take a chance. I'd rather find out for myself than wondering what if. You rather have a salary with 401k.